This is Dabu7. Some information here on the Oroville Dam in regards to gold and earthquakes. I've talked about both of these issues in separate videos. Me and Casey were talking about this being at the heart of the gold rush in California, this area, and where they were mining and how they dammed up this whole area to make the lake. We also talked about all the earth that was moved during this big event where the spillway had collapsed, exposing earth and all that. I'm going to show some photos here in a minute, some new ones of exactly what it did, how much it eroded. And what you're looking at here is another story of more people finding good chunks of gold out here in gold country in California along these rivers and creeks that got flooded out. Now, I did the initial story talking about the heart of all the gold here, and then I did another story about a guy finding gold on his property in good amounts because of the recent flooding. Now, yet again, we have more individuals saying just this, that they are finding good chunks of gold in just creeks and contributaries connecting to these waterways. So it's out there. People are finding it, and it's pretty interesting when you get out there and you can find good large quantities of gold. I mean, it's a good payday and exciting for individuals that like to get out there and hunt for gold. Plus, unlike many other hobbies out there with gold, it in itself is a payoff. And some of the nuggets can be worth more than the melted down weight of it, depending on their uniqueness. Now, here is a look at the gaping hole at the spillway right now. I'm going to go through some photos here. You can see that's when it was eroding out this whole area. And I'm going to show you the after. Look at this. It carved out this whole piece of canyon right here. And not just that. Not only did it eat this hole here and this hole here and carve all of this out down into here. Here's an aerial shot. You can see exactly how much gravel and everything else it dumped here before making its way down around this bend. Look at this. That was dumped down here at the bottom as everything was flowing downstream from there. That's it with the photos that they have there. Had an aerial shot from a drone here. There's actually a clip here. I'll leave a link. You guys can watch the footage of the drone flying around this thing, getting up close and personal. You can see just how much damage was done. And now they're talking about earthquakes again, the potential for them. I talked about this in a separate video as well. When this thing was at capacity, it was overflowing, we had witnessed two small quakes, one right where the water was overflowing, and then one at the base down here toward the left of all this land that was getting eroded. What's interesting is the biggest quake around here happened after they created this dam. It was a 5.7, 1975, and they associate that earthquake with the creation of this dam. And when you look into more historical information here, there are other dams that are to blame for causing earthquakes. This is interesting. And to know that one happened here of that magnitude before is something to pay attention to. I didn't know about this before. Now we know there was a big quake, 1975, here at this dam. Now, what they're warning about here is the sudden drop and then filling of the dam. They're saying that right there, that sudden increase without gradually doing it, could cause a big earthquake. Now, they also say that you could see something like this happening in China with the 7 point something magnitude that happened. Although China says the dam had nothing to do with the earthquake, others say that it did because of where they created the dam and the plate boundaries and all the pressure that was being held there. So it's something to think about. as the water level has been dropped dramatically, and now here soon it's expected to rise rather fast again once it does start to come back up. And we'll have to wait and see what they do here for a fix. They're down there assessing the damage, still in cleanup mode, but this thing is not going to get fixed anytime soon. So a spring with a lot of flooding rain, melting snowpack, everything else, something to watch and pay attention to. This is far from over at this point, and especially with a gaping hole still sitting there and no way to release the water except for in the fashion in which they have, which is just eating away at the foundation. So that's an update there, some of the information pertaining to Oroville. Look at some of the most recent images and most recent finds in terms of gold. I will leave a link. Make sure to tune in to Underground World News Live tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, here on Dabu 77. Much love, y'all.